Hello and welcome to Logos College Online Learning. This is General English 2. Today I want to finish unit number 9 with you in your new Headway book. And then also we're going to start on unit 11. We're going to do some vocabulary words from unit 11. Okay? We're going to skip unit 10 because a lot of the material isn't relevant to your life. And I want to focus these last 2 weeks on information that is most useful to you, and words and vocabulary and grammar that you're going to use more often than words from Unit 10. Right? So if you want to join along in your book, if you have your book with you, please go to page 73. And we left off talking about conjunctions, and conjunctions are used to join two separate ideas. And we talked about conjunctions. These are called subordinating conjunctions because these conjunctions, they usually are part of a dependent clause, right? And a dependent clause is a clause that is not a complete sentence, so it needs an independent clause where it becomes a complete sentence, which is a complex sentence. Okay. And we learn subordinating conjunctions such as after, although, because, while, when, until, all right, before. And all these conjunctions in the color blue here are the ones that are discussed in your book, all right? And I tried to give a short definition, explanation of what they mean. And over here, I also gave you examples. So on page 73 in your book, it has an exercise. It says practice. And exercise 1, they would like you to join the sentences using these conjunctions over here. Right? And they would like to put one verb in the past perfect. And if you remember from the grammar of this unit, the past perfect describes an event that happens in the past before another event that happened in the past. Right? So look at number 1. I did my homework. I went to bed. So conjunctions, you combine sentences. So here, they want you to combine these two sentences with the word when. So what happened first? Did you do your homework or did you go to bed? Right. So first, you did your homework. Okay, then you went to bed. So I did my homework. You would have to change this into the past perfect tense. Right? So number 1, you would say, when I had done my homework, I went to bed. So when you did your homework and then you went to bed, all right? So when is, it says at a point in time is the definition of when. So at a point in time when you finished your homework, you went to bed. Number 2, so after, I think it's pretty clear what after means. Look at the two sentences. I drove 200 miles. I stopped for a coffee. What action happened first? So you had to drive, you drove 200 miles first, then you became tired, so after that you stopped for coffee. So you would put, I drove 200 miles, this in the past perfect, after I had driven 200 miles, comma, I stopped for coffee. Let's look at number 3. As soon as. Right, so as soon as means at the exact time. Okay? That means very quickly, at a time very quickly after you heard something, as soon as. Look at number 3. She passed her driving test. She bought a car. So what happened first? Right. Did she buy the car or she passed her test? So she had to pass her test first, and then she went to buy a car. So you say, as soon as she had passed her driving test, she bought a car. I'll let you, I answered these for you. Okay? Just have to make sure that when you are combining two sentences, two actions that happened in the past, that we put the action that happened first, we use the past perfect for that action. If you have problems with the definitions of these conjunctions, hopefully this helps you. These definitions over here, this slide. I want you to look at number 6, 7, and 8. Because, so, and but. Right. Notice that, look at number 6. His mother sent him to bed because he had been naughty. Right. So he was not being a good boy. And his mom was like, okay, go to bed. So this happened first. Right? Look at the next one. This is the same sentence, but I put this clause, this dependent clause in front. Because he had been naughty, comma, his mother sent him to bed. Okay? So when we put these clauses, the dependent clauses at the beginning of a sentence, make sure you use a comma. Look at number 7 and 8. She had burnt the food, so we went out to eat. So first she burned the food, then you guys went out to eat. It's not, maybe when you speak, it's okay to say we went out to eat because, or so we went out to eat, she had burnt the food. But when in writing, you usually don't start a sentence with so or but. This is why these are also known as coordinating conjunctions, because they combine two simple sentences. So we put a comma before these conjunctions. Number 8, she cooked a lovely supper. Unfortunately, I ate a large lunch. So what happened first? You ate a large lunch. So you put that in the past perfect. She cooked a lovely supper, but unfortunately, I had eaten a large lunch. Next exercise, exercise 2. I chose the words for you, but I want you to look at this timeline down here. Maybe this will help you with while and when. Some people are confused with while and when. All right. Look at number 1. The answer is when I got home, I checked my email. Okay. So what happened first? All right. The red X happened first. The green X happened second. So first, you get home. When I got home. So let's say you got home here. Right. I checked my email. So from here till all the way up till today, we don't know when you did it. You might have done it here. You could have done it here. Maybe you did it here, all right? It doesn't tell us. It just says, when I got home, I checked my email. Number 2, I cut myself while I was shaving. All right. So you started shaving first. All right, you started shaving here. And then from here, this is when you start, and then you stop shaving over here. Here to here, you were shaving. So sometime here, you could have cut yourself, maybe here or maybe here. But it can't be here because you're already done shaving. You're finished already. Right? So this is when you're shaving, you start, shave, 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 stop. Because it says, I cut myself while, this action, you cut yourself, has to happen between here and here. it can't be over here. So let's say it happens here. That's okay. I cut myself while I was shaving. Right. Number 3, I worked for the same company until he worked for the same company until he retired. All right. Until, that's also a period of time. Right. So what happened first? Here, he worked for the company. He started working for the company. Right. And then he retired. So let's say this right here is him working, work, retired. So that's green X has to be right there. Because now he's done. He's retired. Number 4, as soon as I got out of bed as soon as I woke up. Okay. So you're asleep. Let's say you sleep. You're asleep right here. And here, you woke up. This red X is you woke up. All right. Maybe you woke up at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning. You woke up. Then, what happens after that? Then you get out of your bed. So as soon as, it means it happens almost just at the same time, right? You woke up, and then immediately, quickly, you got out of bed. Number 5, she was thinking about her father as she was going to work. Okay. So this is almost the same as during. So here, she leaves her house to go to work. She's going to work, and then here she gets to work. Okay. She was thinking about her father as she was going to work. So this can't happen here. It can't, because she's already at work. This is while she is still on her way to work. So this action, it can happen here, it can happen here, yes, okay, it can happen here, but this is not okay, because it's as she was going to work. So this action has to be somewhere in here. Number 6, before I went to bed, I locked all the doors. Okay, so here, what did you do first? I locked all the doors. All right, here, you locked your door. Then you went to bed. It could happen here or here. It doesn't matter. All right. But this, no, cannot be over here. All right. Because you locked the doors first. This is locking the doors. And then you went to bed. Number 7, after I left school, I lived abroad for a year. Okay, what did you do first? You leave school, you graduated. Right? Then you lived somewhere overseas in a different country for a year. It could be here, or here. It's fine. Okay, so I hope that helped you a little bit, understand a little bit more about these subordinating conjunctions. Okay. So let's move on to page 76 in your book, page 76. So this page, it talks about feelings. All right? This is your vocabulary in speaking, talking about feelings. And feelings are things that are emotions. Another word for feelings are emotions. Maybe you're sad, maybe you're happy, maybe you're stressed, you're excited. All right, maybe you feel depressed, scared, homesick. These are all feelings, these are all emotions. They're the same things. And you feel many emotions every day. Right? And your emotions can change from one moment to a different moment. All right? One moment you could be happy, another moment you could be sad. So emotions and feelings are temporary. They're not forever. So be careful, because they're not characteristics. Characteristics are different from feelings and emotions. Characteristics are words like smart, friendly, nice, sense of humor. Right? Characteristics are what somebody usually is for a long time. Right? A friendly person is usually always friendly. right? A smart person is usually always smart. Where feelings can change anytime, right? Like I said, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes then you'll be happy again. So feelings can change. Characteristics are usually, this stays the same. So with feelings, people usually ask, how are you today? Or how are you feeling today? And down here, in this box, are a list of adjectives that describe feelings. Right? So remember, adjectives describe nouns, modify nouns. Right? Adjectives describe nouns and pronouns. And usually adjectives come in front of nouns. Like this example, the talented young musicians. Musician is a noun, and these two words are your adjectives. But they can also follow linking verbs, such as the verb be. The children are happy. Here's be, the verb be right here. Linking verbs like seem, look, smell, taste, feel. All right, so feel, this is key. Because when we talk about feelings, you say, I feel sad, I feel happy. So this is why, even though most of the time adjectives go in front of the nouns, you can say how you feel after the verb, after the linking verb, because feel is a linking verb. And here's another list of common linking verbs. You can take a look at this. Of course, you don't have to memorize them, but the most important ones are the verb to be. Am, is, are, was, were. Right? And in this unit would be feel, because we talk about feelings. Okay. So you would say, I am nervous. All right? Am is the verb to be, and it goes after, and verb to be is a linking verb. Or past tense, I was nervous. The book asks, which are positive, which are negative? So positive means good, and which negative means bad, right? But it's not, it's positive, but you're not always, not all the time. Notice it said not all the time. And even though some things are negative, it happens to everyone. For example, angry. So angry is usually associated with being negative, right? But it's okay, because sometimes you get angry if somebody does something to you where you get mad, and it's okay to get angry sometimes, right? So it's not always negative. Nervous. They say that's negative, but everybody gets nervous. All right? It happens to everybody. Right? Delighted. Delighted means happy. Right? So delighted is good. But notice I said not all the time, because these are feelings and emotions. So even though you might be delighted for 10 minutes, you're not delighted your entire life. Stressed, that's usually negative, but it's okay to be stressed sometimes. Upset, it's okay to be upset. Homesick, jealous, proud. I would put proud as a positive. Okay. Scared, amazed. Amazed would be positive. Oops, sorry. Okay. Lonely and disappointed. Right. So even though some of these things are negative, like lonely. Right? Some people like to be alone, so it could be a positive for people. Right? Scared, that's usually negative. Okay. But like I said, all these feelings are you could feel many emotions every day. So it's okay sometimes if you feel negative emotions. Right? And positive emotions, you won't feel them all the time. All right. Here, I kind of translated some for you. Sorry if some of the translations might be wrong. I use Google Translate, so I tried my best. All right, angry, nervous, delighted, stressed, upset. All right? And the ones in blue, these are synonyms. Synonyms are words that are also similar. You can use, instead of saying angry, you can also say mad or furious. Right? Instead of saying nervous, you can also say anxious or worried. Delighted, it's the same as happy. It's the same as joyful and pleased. Right? Same thing with homesick, is missing my family and friends. Right? Proud, if you feel proud, you're pleased, you're satisfied with. So these are words that are almost the same. You can also say these words as these words over here. And over here in the green, these are times, these are examples when you might feel angry, right? You could be angry if someone stole something from you. Yes, I would be angry. I would be mad. I would be furious. Right? You would feel delighted. I am delighted when I eat delicious food. I am homesick when I haven't seen my family in a long time. Right? I am proud. He was proud when he earned a scholarship. Right? Lonely. I feel lonely. He feels lonely because his best friend moved away. All right. Disappointed. Maybe you studied hard for an exam and then you got a low score. So you kind of feel like, I studied so long, but I still got a low score. Right? That's what it means to be disappointed. All right. So these pictures, they ask you, how would you feel in these situations? Right. I did not, this picture for you, number one, so it's a day before an exam. You would probably feel stressed or nervous. And you can have multiple feelings here, not just one. Right? You've got your exam results and you failed. Here, you probably would feel disappointed. Right? I hope this doesn't happen to anybody. You probably could feel upset too. I'd be mad. I'm like, Number three, your son or daughter comes first in a race. You'd be delighted. And you'd feel really proud of your son. You're like, yes, that's my son or that's my daughter. Go, go, go. Good job. Right? This picture says, nobody loves me. You have no friends. You probably feel lonely here. Right? Number five, you're a long way from home and you miss everyone. Yes, you would feel homesick. Maybe you're upset. You could feel lonely too. You get a parking ticket. Okay, here I would be angry. All right, you could be really mad. You could be upset too. Right. Number seven, it's afraid. It's night. You're alone in the house and there's a noise. All right. You're probably scared. All right. You're probably scared. You could probably also feel some stress. Number eight, people are saying horrible things about you. All right, I would be upset here. All right. I would also, maybe it's your best friend. You could also feel disappointed. Oops, sorry. Also feel disappointed. Number nine, your boyfriend is getting very close to another girl. You probably feel angry, upset, and then you feel jealous. All right. Those are emotions and feelings. Part four, they wanted you to match A to B. To save time, I answered them for you. All right, if someone says, if student A says, sometimes I feel really lonely, what would you say to help them? You would say, cheer up. You've got me. I'm your best friend. Number two, I've got so much to do and the baby's crying. Help. Here you would say, calm down. You're so stressed. Relax. Chill out. Guess what? I just won 10,000 euros. All right, what would you say? That's fabulous. I'm delighted for you. Can I have some? Or when I watch the news on TV, I get scared. Student B could answer, I know what you mean. The world's a scary place. And the last one, I get upset when people are so horrible. And you could reply yes, but people can be really nice as well. So these are just example conversations between A and B. All right. Let's move on. Let's finish this unit. It says everyday English. And they want to talk about exclamations with such, so, and such. So what are exclamations? And we use exclamations to show emotions and feelings. This right here, that's an exclamation right there. And when you look at these phrases right here, what an amazing film. If you read it like this, you go, what an amazing film. That's not really showing any emotion, right? You would read it like this, what an amazing film. So you want to show that you were amazed. And the tone of your voice, the way you speak, I was scared. You say, I was scared. Does that really show that you're scared? No. You would say it's like this, I was scared. Right? I was really scared. I'll say, I was so scared. So here, so is more often used when we speak. It's more spoken. And you use the word so to show emotions and feelings. Right? So, such, and so many. All right, let's look at so. So this is in the back of your book on page 144. You use so and then an adjective or adverb. It kind of means very. Right? It means very. Like, I was very scared. You could say, I was so scared. He always drives very fast. You could say, he always drives so fast. Right? So is an adverb. And it can also be a conjunction. But here, we're using it as an adverb. You could say so many or so much. I don't know if you learned count nouns and uncount nouns. If it's a count noun, you have to say so many, like toys. You can say 1 toy, 2 toys, 3 toys, 4 toys. So those are count nouns. We say so many. Right? So it's like saying very many toys, a lot of toys. So many toys. But if it's an uncount noun like money, you can't say 1 money, 2 monies, 3 monies. So then you would say so much. So remember, is an adverb. We use it with an adjective or with a plural noun or uncount noun. Right? The word such. Such, we use such a plus an adjective plus a singular noun. Right? We use such with an adjective and a plural uncount noun. Such is a determiner. It means to a higher degree, to a high degree. Look at this example says, this material is of such importance that it is very expensive. All right. So remember, สำคัญ, like สำคัญหลาย is very, very important. It's of such importance. But such you can only use with, you always use the next with an adjective. And then if it's only one thing, you have to use a. Such a nice person, only one person. But if it's many people, we don't use, or many things, we don't use a. The Smiths are such friendly neighbors. Right? So this is plural. 2 people, more than one, we don't use the word a. All right. So and such are used for emphasizing an adjective or noun. They are more used and spoken than written English. So we use so and such for emphasis, for emphasizing an adjective or noun. And remember that so can act as an adverb and an adjective. Right? Where such has to be followed by an adjective and a noun. Right? Okay. Let's look at this exercise 3. They want you to use the words in a box. So, such a, or on, so many, so much. Right? I I answered these for you again. All right. Let's look at number one. That was such a good book. You must read it. Okay. So this is such a. Why? Why can we not say that was so good book? You must read it. Because look at the rules. Good is an adjective, and then you have book. If adjective and then a singular noun, we use such. And because it's only one book, we have to use a. So this is why we say that was such a good book. You must read it. Number two, the film was so scary that I couldn't watch it. So scary is an adjective, and you have nothing else here. So your rules are, you have to use so because you follow it with an adjective and nothing else. Number three, Jane and Pete are such nice people. So there's two people here, all right, two persons. So we don't use such a nice people. Go back to your rules. Right, that's a plural noun. People is plural, so that's why we just say such, and we don't say such a, because there is more than one person. Right. But their children are so badly behaved. Again, so plus an adjective. There were so many people at the party. So people is a count noun. You can count it. So that's why we say so many and not so much. Number seven, I've spent so much money this week. Money is an uncount noun. Right? So this means you spent a lot of money. You say so much money. Here, number eight, I've had such an awful day. All right, here we say un and we don't say because the first sound is a vowel sound. And when we say un, if the word in the next word, the first sound of the next word is a vowel sound. Then here, if you say that was such a good book, you must read it. What would you say? I'll lend it to you, you'll really like it. They want you to match this to this. Right. Number two, the film was so scary I couldn't watch it. Then you would say, I hate the sight of blood and people killing each other. Number six, they made such a mess. How would you answer? I'm glad I didn't have to tidy up. Right? Here, I'll let you do that on your own time if you want to continue that exercise. Okay, so that is Unit 9. And what I want to finish off today with is a little bit more vocabulary in Unit 11. So if you go to page 92 in your book, page 92, and I wanted to do vocabulary with you because these are words that you'll use often in your life. These are events that will happen, it will be a part of your life, right? And the words are birth, marriage, and death. So birth, let's first look at the word birth. Birth is a noun. The word birth is a noun. But it can also act as an adjective, such as birth date, all right, or birth place. Because here the word birth describes date and it describes place. So usually birth is a noun, but it can also be an adjective. Birth, date, birthplace. The verb is to be born. All right, that's a verb phrase. So look at number one. It says, where were you born? Do you know exactly what time of your exact time of birth? I'm sure you've said this you've answered this question many times throughout learning English. And where were you born? You say, I was born in, and then your location. You have to say was because it's past, it's done, right? You're still not being born. You were born and it's done. When were you born? I was born on what day? What day was you born on? All right, your birth date. All right, when is your birthday? Do you know the exact time of birth? All right, I was born on what day? At what time? In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening? All right, what period of the day? So that's how you would answer those questions. Number 2, look at the picture and complete the sentences with the word from the box. Okay, so here, this picture right here, and then this picture. So here's some vocabulary words. All right, it says Sophie's pregnant. All right, she's pregnant right here. She's expecting a baby. So that's the phrase. You say you're expecting, or she's expecting a baby. It could be, so when you have a baby, it's usually 9 months. Right? So between her finding out she's pregnant all the way till she gives birth to the baby, they'll say she's expecting a baby. So when is the date? When is the baby due? They say the baby is due in 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks, she's going to give birth to the baby, her baby, in 4 weeks. She gave birth to a baby boy. So birth is a noun. She gave birth to a baby boy. He was born at 3 a.m. last night. He was born. Here's your time. To be born. That's a verb phrase. He was born. He weighed 3.4 kilos. All right. Weighed. All right. Not Panday. How much did he weigh? He weighed 3.4 kilograms. So that's vocabulary words about birth. Next, you got words about marriage. All right, marriage. Marriage is a noun. All right, marriage is a noun. The verb is to marry. That's your verb, is to marry. And people usually say to get married. I got married, he got married, she got married, they got married. All right. To marry is the verb, marriage is the noun. Here's your words over here. Said, when did you last go to a wedding? Whose was it? What was it like? All right, we can skip that. Let's just talk about these words right here. Married. All right, so married, look at picture number 3. They are married. They're married. So after your wedding day, you are now considered married. So married is an adjective. All right. This is an adjective. They are married. Married describes them. Next, widowed. All right, look at number 5. She's widowed. So somebody becomes widowed if their husband or wife passes away, dies, and they're just by themselves, right? They become a widow. She's widowed. If the man and the wife of the man passes away, they usually don't say he's widowed. They just say his wife passed away. I'm not sure why. Next one, single. Look at number 1. He's going to the movie by himself. He's by himself, right? He's single. He's looking for a girlfriend. Right. Divorced. Look, that's picture number 4. So you get married and then things start to go wrong. Maybe there's a disagreement about things, how to spend money, and people will get divorced. They're separated. They're divorced. That is also an adjective. And the last word, engaged. So engaged is when somebody, the man, asks the woman to marry him. Right? he'll say, will you marry me? And hopefully she says yes. So after they're engaged, then they get married. So engage is when you verbally agree. You verbally agree to marry someone. Like I was engaged to my fiance for 2-3 years before we got married. Engaged. So this is different rings. So this is an engagement ring. All right, this is an engagement ring. And then when you get married on your wedding day, you put this thing called a wedding band. This is a wedding band on the engagement ring, and it becomes a wedding ring. So that's the difference between engagement and wedding here. And the ring, engagement ring, and here's your wedding ring. All right. Exercise 4. They want you to describe the events in Nina's life. It says put them in the correct order. Read them aloud. And it says, what is a honeymoon? Right. So a honeymoon is something you go on. So after your wedding day, you're done. Then you go on a vacation. Somewhere very romantic. All right, where it's just you two. You travel together and you go sightsee. Right, maybe, I think this is somewhere, I don't know where this is, somewhere in Greece, maybe. All right, a lot of people like to go to Paris. This is a city called Santorini, and this is in Greece. A lot of people like to go vacation, a honeymoon here, because it's so pretty and beautiful and romantic. So what happens first? Number 1, Nina and Ted started going out when they were both 17, so they dated, right? So then they get engaged. They got engaged 2 years later. What happens next? They got married in 2002. 4, they went to Venice on a honeymoon. So that's what you do. You go on a honeymoon after you get married. Then you have children. They had a son named Sam. Uh-oh, something happened though. Number 6, the marriage started to go wrong. They were not getting along. So what happened? They split up and got divorced in 2008. So Nina and Ted split up in 2008. This was them in 2002. Happy. In 2008, this was them over here. Not too happy. Not so happy, right? And then what happens? Oh, Nina, she remarried. She gets married again. She married Robert, a colleague from work. And then 9, it's their anniversary today. They've been married since 2010. All right. So Nina got a divorce in 2008, but then remarried really quickly to Robert. And then it's their anniversary today. They've been married since 2010. So in 2 years, she got a divorce and remarried. Good job, Nina. Okay. Next, this audio, number 5 here, says listen to Allison talking about her life. I put this audio up here for you on your classroom stream, that slideshow here. There's audio 11.6 and 11.7. In case you want to listen to it, it's up to you. All right. So I put that there for you. Oops, sorry. All right. Here, let's talk about, so you're born, you live, and then of course everybody dies, all right? And that's death. Here's words over here. Died. So this is the verb. The verb is to die. To die is a verb. All right. Died is in past tense. Funeral. Ngan sop is funeral. Dead. If someone's dead, that's an adjective. Dead. Death is a noun. So notice the difference between died, dead, and death. Right? Died of, right, that's a prepositional phrase. How do they die? Miss, right, to miss somebody. Like if you're homesick, you miss your family, you miss your friends, right? If you miss your boyfriend or girlfriend, you say, I missed you. And then the word alive, that means you're not dead. You're not dead. The opposite of dead is alive. Look at number 1. They want you to complete the sentences. I did this for you. It says, are your parents, grandparents still alive? And it says, my grandmother is, but my grandfather died before I was born. All right, so grandfather died is a verb, died before I was born. And it's in past tense because it happened already. The death of his uncle came as a great shock. It was totally unexpected. All right, so death is a noun. He died of a heart attack. All right, how did he die? Prepositional phrase, died of a heart attack. And the funeral is next Thursday. Do you still have your dog? No, he's been dead a long time. All right, so dead describes the dog. It's an adjective, and I miss him terribly. Okay, so that was a lot. I'm going to end it there. All right. Next week, we're going to continue Unit 11 next week in your book. Your homework, I have scheduled for 9 o'clock tonight. All right, again, it's a Google form. So if you have any questions, let me see what I do here. So if you have any questions about today's lesson, just please send me a WhatsApp and or an email, or you can send me a message on your Google Classroom stream. Okay? Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.